of the age that our lives are very colorful, and I understand that's kind of sounds facetious and a little fun, but it's actually very true. And that color is what makes us unique, and it makes us the interesting living epistle. So all of these insights, so what do? You send them out on email, then they get lost out in email world, and you have no way to retrieve them because they just went out to emails and there they are. But if you post them on a blog or a website, then they are retrievable there because they go into archive, and all you got to do is just, somebody says, well, hey, what about that one subject? I thought you might have talked about it years ago. Oh yeah, here's that link. Boom. It's all completely written. It's posted. You don't have to invent it again. But when I wrote my book, Supernatural Provision, if you notice in the foreword, I said, I'm writing this partly for my children's children's children. And I said, the truth is you're going to be walking in things that I have not even dreamed of. And what I am pulling on my imagination out of the future, they will be normal to you. And beyond that, oh gosh, that kind of melts me, because you and I were on this journey in the baton race, the relay race, and we're handing off a baton. And so we want to write things, say things, archive things that will help bolster and establish our generations that are come on ahead of us or behind us, whatever. So anyway, God bless our generations, Literally, they're going to be walking in things that we never even were able to imagine. And they're going to call them normal. Here, let's just take one. My dad, my father, a wonderful man. I just can't hardly find any fault with him, honestly. And he's a true blue, sincere Jesus lover, swore to his own hurt, man of his word, true, anyway. What was I going to say about that? Oh, yes. So he really loved the prophetic. Oh my, the prophetic was so highly revered in his life that he thought it was probably unattainable for him. He loved it so much. He would hitchhike across country to go visit William Branham. He would take us, the family. I remember seeing William Branham once and other big dog prophetic guys back when it was only the man of power for the hour prophetic guys. There was no you can all prophesy. That wasn't prevalent in the body of Christ back in those days. But look at us. Every one of us prophesy. It's part of our MO. It's part of our toolbox of gifts and tools. And my dad would have never dreamed of that. Now, he got to see a little bit of it in later years, but he never really got to participate in it. And we call it normal. But he revered it so highly as to think that it was probably unattainable for him. So think of, if that's true for past generation, what's true for our future generations? We have more clout than we really realize. There's a heavenly wealth inside of each one of us that the world, if and as and when we package it right and deliver it right, it becomes life-giving and maybe a matter of life and death. And it certainly changes the outcome in eternity. In other words, crowns, whether it's wood and hay and stubble or whether it's golden crowns filled with diadems that we cast before the Lamb. And what we do and how we do it personally and how we communicate and export it to others is literally changing the climate of eternity. I really think about that from time to time. I really do. This is not just rhetoric. I really think about my spiritual kids, and then I have a few, of course, blood kids, but I have spiritual kids too. And I think about how what I do or don't do literally changes how they show up in eternity one of these days. It changes it affects their lives. If I don't do something correctly, it's going to create a wound and a hardship and a baggage that they carry unless they deal with it correctly with the Lord. But if I do something correctly, oh my gosh, that probably adds another tool to their toolbox, another crown to that they're able to lay before the Lamb. And so that really inspires me well, as you can see, it inspires me pretty deeply. Yeah. And so I just bring that back to you, all of us here together. We have much more clout, much more value and worth in this world than I believe we ever realized. We are carrying just the wealth of heaven with us.